Okay, so here comes the main thing, which is the flow chart. Okay, okay, friends. See, I will zoom it for your. See, our flow chart will explain the full concept of how we will measure the temperature and humidity and how we will display it. Here, first of all, we will declare all the header files, and we will include header files, and we will define the variables we are going to use inside the program, as we are doing always in C program. Then we will stop the watchdog timer because it is a safety feature. Then we will set the clock to 1 megahertz. Why we are setting the clock to 1 megahertz? So that the like we will configure the timer later. So this timer, each count will be equal to 1 microsecond. So we want timer value, every time it increments by 1, it should take 1 microsecond. So then we will generate a delay of 2 seconds. It will give time for the sensor to get stabilized, to initiate. Okay, once it is stabilized, it is initiated, it is not in transient phase. Then we will set the port 1.2 as output and set it low. So we will select it as an output port. So now you will be thinking that why we are selecting it as output port, although we are going to receive the input from the sensor on this one. See, as we told that we have to first send the start pulse to the sensor. So to send the start pulse, our microcontroller, it will configure, we have to configure this pin, first that output pin, then later we will configure it as input pin after we send the start pulse. So we will be using same pin as for sending the start pulse and receiving the our data train. Okay, so first we set it as output pin and we set it low. After 18 milliseconds, as our start pulse is a low pulse of 18 milliseconds. So if we set it low, we start the timer 18 millisecond, then we set it high. Now after we set it high, it will be in the phase where it will wait for the response from the sensor. Same time we will use this time we will set it, this pin, as our input pin. Okay, and not only input pin, we have to configure it as a timer pin, because either there are two uses of this pin. You can see here in our pinout, before we shared with you, you can see one, I will show here. You can see this pin, it is a multifunction pin. You can use it as a timer capture mode, or you can GPIO, general purpose IO. Okay, you can use it as a input output, general input output pin, or a timer capture. So we first, to send the start pulse, we configure it as a GPIO. By default it is GPIO, but now we will configure it as input pin and a special function pin, which is the timer capture pin. Okay, yeah, here it is. So once we configure it as input pin and in the timer mode, it is ready to receive the data from the sensor. But now we have to configure our timers also. So we will configure these two resistors, which will configure our timer. So we will configure the timer in the capture mode, and we will select the, later I will show which pins we have to set high, which pins to set low, in order to configure the timer in the capture mode. Okay, so now when you configure the microcontroller timer, we are using timer A0. When we configure this timer in capture mode, what will happen? Whenever there is a falling edge, we will configure it in such a way, then whenever there is a falling edge received on the microcontroller pin, it will capture the timer value and it will store it in a register. Okay, so we will do it 40 times. So what will happen, we will come to know the time period of each waveform. Now from the time period we will decide it is a high bit or low bit, because as we discussed earlier, what is a high pin, what is low pin. So according to the definition, we will set in the program that if the duration is more than 110 microseconds, means it was a high pin, otherwise it will be a low pin. Okay, and we will enable the general interrupts, so that every time there will be a falling edge received from the sensor, it will enable it will generate an interrupt, and the timer value will be captured. Okay, like this 40 bits will be captured. We will check in this in a loop, that every time there is 40. If not, it will keep on, it will stay inside the your ISR, interrupt subroutine, interrupt service routine. Okay, so what we will do, we have already declared one temperature, one temporary and humidity, this temperature and humidity values array. Okay, so this array will be incremented every time, and flag will be cleared. We will see in the program. Okay, every time it will we will receive a falling edge, the timer value will be captured and moved in an array. So we will, at the end, we will have all the values in one array, and then we will take the difference of these values, so that we come to know the exact duration of each pulse received. Okay, friends, this is the flow chart how our program will work. So now this is our